I heard something on radio too, I think it was last year. They were talking about narcissistic parents, and that if there's a couple of children, they'll always choose one child as their sort of favourite golden child. And loads of people were ringing up and saying, yeah, you know, I've seen that I was that child, or I've seen that happening. Yeah, I didn't realise that they sort of, is that true? Have you seen that too?
Definitely. Golden child, scapegoat is the opposite end of that. And it appeals to the narcissist ego, because they like to put people in a position whereby they're competing for their attention. It makes them feel good. It makes people feel like they're not quite sure where they stand with them, so they work extra hard to get their attention.
Yeah.
The thing is about the golden child, it sounds great on the surface. Oh, I'm the golden child. But actually, it's a really hard position, because all of the narcissist hopes and dreams are put on that child. You will perform for me. You will succeed for me.
Yeah.
And that's a big burden for a child to bear, that they'll only get love if they're the best in their class, they're the top athlete, you know, they look a certain way, they earn a certain amount. That's the only way they get money. So it sets them up for a lot of stress in life, because they're always trying to get validation and love, but it's in a very materialistic way. And although it sounds good, it's not necessary. Actually, we find that the scapegoat does better in the long run, because they get to escape it a lot faster. They see it for what it is.
Yeah. So as your child, you know, gets into their 20s, you know, that sounds really worrying and stressful. Is there anything you can kind of do, or do you just wait for your adult child to understand what's going on? Or, you know, you feel bad that you've got into a relationship with someone and had children with them, and they're going to be carrying this for the rest of their lives, or being stressed in their, it just sounds exhausting.
It is, but I think the important thing to know is that the love and the secure attachment to one parent actually counteracts a lot. There's so much research that will show if you do the work, you develop your own secure attachment style, you're able to connect from a secure place with your child. That will really help your children to deal with this. And also, you need to model to them how to deal with this. If you're struggling with it, they're going to see that, you know, they need to learn the coping mechanism, the coping strategies from you. That might be the actual practical day-to-day coping mechanisms of grey rock, or, you know, only having one form of communication. Not that you would necessarily tell your child that you're doing that, but they need to see that you put boundaries in with other people, so you're not always being walked all over, not the one that's always working late because you can't say no. You know, if they witness you doing those things, they will learn, okay, that's important. They need to see you going for a walk when, you know, you're feeling a bit angry, just saying, actually, I'm feeling a little bit, I'm going to give myself a time out, and I'm just going to, you know, show them how you deal with your emotions, rather than lashing out or bottling them up and pushing them down. They have got these parents for the rest of their lives. It's not easy, but when you do have a parent that is able to connect with them from a secure place, it really does massively help moving forward and ensuring that they don't follow the same patterns. Break the cycle. You know, the work that you do, the healing work that you do heals your children and your children's children and your children's children's children. You know, it goes down generations. It is really important.
A social worker once told me, and it really turned things around for me, they just said, surround your children with positive role models, and they will work out what kind of life they want, and what's right and what's wrong. So I really remember that, and I really took that on board. It was, you know, one sentence which really just turned things around for me.
Critical thinking skills are really important for children. Independence. You know, think about narcissists want to create a codependency. So if you can teach them independence, give them, rather than telling them what to do, give them choices, help them work through difficult situations, rather than saying, oh, well, I think you should do that. Sit down and go, okay, so what are your options? And how would that work out? And what if you did that? And teach them empathy. You know, if there's someone's annoying them, say, well, what do you think might be going on for them? You know, can you see it from the other person's perspective? All of those skills are what's going to create that contrast. Actually, I don't want to be like that. I want to be my own person. I want to have these relationships. I want to let people get close. I want to have fun and laugh, and you know, all of those things that are very difficult when you have a controlling, or even an enmeshed parent, where you're so close that you don't even know where you end and they begin. You know, what we want is children who are independent, who do go out into the world feeling a confident, strong sense of self. That sense of self is the antidote to narcissism. They don't have that. So if you can help children to create that strong sense of self, love them for exactly who they are, even when they're a pain, love them for being a pain. It's hard, but actually that's part of who they are. It's part of their personality. And if you're able to embrace all of them truly, then that will create a strong sense of self, which will protect them for the rest of their lives.